What's going on, guys? My name is Matt with Carolina Coops, and today I am going to walk you around our coop that we have on display out in front of our building. It is going to get really cold next week. I think it's going to get so cold that it's almost going to be record lows. And very simply, I am going to do right now what I tell you guys to do all the time and show you how to install our storm shields. So what I want to do is right now explain why do we want to put storm shields on? What is it going to do for our chickens? Right now, you're looking at one of our Carolina coops. And the hen house is a 6x8 hen house. And then the other part of the coop is this wonderful 8x18 run. So right there, very important to understand, we have a hen house and we have a run. Now the run, when my chickens are inside the run, that's their outdoors. And I want chickens to wake up in the morning. I want them to go down into the run and be chickens. I want them to work, all right? Well, next week, it is going to be really cold. The wind is going to be whipping around, and that's ultimately what we have to stop so that the chickens can have consistency between the temperatures of the hen house and the temperatures of the run. That is one of the reasons why, in this case, we're going to use storm shields. The biggest mistake people make is they will put a heat source inside their hen house, and when the chickens are in there at night, they're loving it. They're hanging out on the roost bars and they're warm and whatnot. And then also when people are heating their hen house, they're also insulating it. And what that does is it traps the moisture. So at night, they're like, yeah, this is nice. They're getting all that moisture on their combs, their legs, but the sun comes up. It's time for them to go to work. When they come down that ramp into the run, or maybe you're free ranging, their body is going into a huge shock because of that rapid temperature change. And on top of it, it's like you getting out of the shower and don't dry off, just run right outside into the snow. You're not going to want to do that. You're going to increase your chances of frostbite. So what you want is consistency in the temperature from the hen house to the run. The other reason why you don't want to heat your hen house, it also turns into a huge fire hazard. I know there's devices out there right now where you have heat plates and things like that. I get that. Yes, that's safer. But honestly, the other thing, if you ever watched a lot of our videos, you'll notice I'm always trying to tell you guys how to keep it simple. Having chickens can be very easy. People fail when they overcomplicate it. All right, now before we begin, I want to show you guys basically a baseline of temperatures. I have a thermometer right here on the outside of the run. We are on the north side because I want the shady side. We have a thermometer inside the hen house and we have a thermometer inside the run. So we're going to, right now, before we start anything, do some quick temperature checks. Right now, yeah, we're absolutely 44 degrees Fahrenheit right now. That is beautiful. If we come over here, I'm going to check inside the hen house, 44 degrees. Actually, so that makes perfect sense. Now, we're going to go over inside the run. And right now, in theory, it should be 44 degrees. So we're just going to confirm that. 44 degrees. Now listen, next week, again, we know we got cold temperatures coming. We know we got snow coming. We have the luxury down here in the Southeast that we can kind of prepare for it ahead of time. Up north, where we are originally from, this is something you would actually do in the fall time and then prepare for the winter. And what I can't emphasize enough, that I know a lot of people have said, well, Matt, if I put the storm shields on right now, am I going to have to take them off some point in the winter because it might get too warm? Down here in the Southeast, maybe. So you don't necessarily have to put storm shields on the entire inside of your run. Maybe just put it on the north side to block that wind chill. Also, because the wind can't blow through, doesn't mean by leaving storm shields off, some type of barrier on the other side of the run is a bad thing, because basically your run's not breathing. If it can't blow in, nothing's coming out, so you're stopping that wind chill. The number one rule when it comes to having a chicken coop, size is everything. Yes, you want to give a lot of space for your chickens to be chickens, especially if you're not free ranging, but it also leaves you what I call room for error. If this was a little tiny chicken coop, that could heat up and actually kill your chickens even in the middle of winter. We have tons of room, giving us room for that buffer of temperature. Also, even the run and hen house is still breathing, all right? We don't want to trap in all that moisture and the gases that the chickens are creating from their droppings and the composting. We do still want that to escape, but again, we're just blocking the wind chill. That is critical, not the temperature. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started putting the storm shields on the inside of the run. I've asked our sales manager here, Kenzie, she's gonna help install these. So one, we can get it done even quicker, but also I don't feel like crawling underneath the hen house. So sorry, you're gonna have to be the one that crawls underneath there. But before we begin, I wanna emphasize something. You don't have to put your storm shields on the inside of the run. We do that because I just think it looks better. However, if you wanted to really kind of go the easy route, especially underneath the hen house, you can just screw these on right to the outside. The other disadvantage is we're screwing them on. We have tried Velcro, we have tried magnets. Bottom line is I'm held to a very high standard and I love that. And we also ship our coops all around the world. So if you're gonna put on storm shields, I gotta make sure they never blow off. And there's no better way to do that than using roofing screws. And why we love the roofing screws is this is something you're gonna use year after year. And when you're using roofing screws, we use a 1/4-inch nut driver. So unless you really screw things up, it's almost impossible to round off the heads like you would, say you're using a square head screw, a Torx maybe even, or a Phillips, all right? The other thing is on all the roofing screws, we have a solid washer with a neoprene washer underneath. That neoprene washer is just to make sure the metal roof doesn't leak. We don't really care about the neoprene washer in this situation. However, what I care about is all that displacement of holding that polycarbonate up against, in this case, the framing of our run. All of our storm shields are cut on our CNC machine. And the reason why we love that is one, it's one of my favorite employees because it just does everything for us once you hit the button. But also, they are pre-drilled, so there's no guessing for you guys as to where to put the screws into. If you forget to label the storm shield panels, that's okay because you're gonna have multiple panels that are the same size. All the holes are in the same spots. So you don't have to worry about that you're gonna turn your chicken coop into Swiss cheese. That's just not gonna happen. Use a screw gun, not an impact driver. If you're gonna use an impact driver, yes, it might speed things up. And if you're not careful, you could end up overdriving these roofing screws and those threads could end up stripping out that hole. So that's what you don't wanna do. All right, so we just got done putting the polycarbonate storm shields on the inside of our chicken coop. So next week it's gonna be a little cold with a little movie magic. Let's make it cold. Here we are. So I never thought I was gonna say this. I was actually hoping there was gonna be a lot more snow here to show how nice it is to have these storm shields blocking the snow and the rain, if there was rain, but more importantly, the wind chill. I am cold. Let's go inside the run. Are you ready for that?
Absolutely.
All right, let's go. So as you can see and feel, it is so much more comfortable in here.
Absolutely.
And I use that word comfort because I don't want to mislead you guys and think, oh, it needs to be warmer. That's not it. Block the wind chill. There's no wind in here, which is really, really nice. And actually, let's go over here real quick and look. Right now we are 40, we'll just call it 40 degrees in here. And I think we're about 30 degrees outside. We got to go verify that yet. When the chickens come down in the morning, is it going to be cooler in the hen house? Yes, I absolutely expect that. But what I expect is no wind chill inside the hen house as we've closed the windows. But they're going to come down into a warmer environment, but not so warm that there's a drastic shock to their bodies, like as if you were heating the hen house.
Right.
And also because we're not heating the hen house and it still does ventilate, they're not covered in moisture like we just got out of the shower and we're going to go do some snow angels.
Oof.
So they come down here and they're just so much happier to be down here. And again, not that we got a lot of snow, but I've seen it up north that, you know, one of the things that are really nice about the storm shields, we block all that snow. Chickens really don't want to be out in the snow. So we had 40 degrees inside. We got actually 34 degrees out here. But it feels colder because of the wind chill.
Yeah.
Again, I can't say that enough. There's a huge difference between wind chill and temperature. We have consistency and it's very comfortable inside the run. Hope you love this video. If you have any questions or comments, as always, leave them down below. If you're not already a subscriber, please hit that subscribe area. And of course, every time we go live, which we do all the time, you're gonna wanna make sure you're notified. Hit that bell so when we go live, whether it's here in the kitchen or who knows where we're gonna be, you will be notified so that you can be there to join us. We'll see you next time. Later.